Good morning, doctor. Welcome back.
Good morning, Venkatesh. Nice to be back.
Great. So, our topic for today is forgive and forget. And the reason why we have chosen this topic as part of our series on wellness is very often we carry in ourselves a lot of hurt or grudges that we feel related to something that we think people have done to us, right? And in fact, that harms us. Either the notion that we need to get back or the feeling that we have been wrong quite often prevents us from doing what's right for us and moving on. And learning how to forgive and forget is actually one of the best things we can do for our own health and wellness. Yeah. So that's why we picked this topic. Yes, doctor?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Over to you,
So,
doctor.
yeah. Thank you, Venkatesh. Now, this forgive and forget are words with two syllables. Yeah. Not letters, two syllables. Forgive, forget. Very
Yes.
simple. So it looks like, but they are the most difficult to follow and to implement.
Right.
Yeah. There is a three-letter word that stands in the way of all that. Hmm? What are those three-letter words? Ego. Ego, EGO. EGO stands in the way of forgive and forget. So, this is the most profound and most damaging three-letter word in the English language. You
Right.
cannot forgive, you cannot forget, and you carry on with all those bad vibes and bad words and bad utterances and mouthings, all
Right.
because of ego.
Correct.
It may it's not really just play of words, but it's true that at any given moment in the universe, for that matter, at
Correct.
any given moment in the interactive sessions that we go through, hmm, forgive and forget are the most challenging of emotive letters because there is a lot of emotion attached to these also,
Correct.
you know, and you always expect the other guy to forgive and forget, and not you. You
Correct.
say, Mr. X is bad, and then you say sorry and be done with it. No, 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 he should say sorry, this kind of thing. You should
Very true.
forgive.
Very true. Yeah.
He should forgive and not me. I wouldn't. No, why should I? I'm on the. This is the 90% of transactions, verbal transactions, or even emotive transactions that we live through every day,
Correct.
and the most difficult to implement.
Correct.
But
Doctor, could you speak up a little bit? Just speak up a little.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Can
Yeah.
you hear me now? It's
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
And if you
Yeah.
can move back a little bit, that's all. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Go
So
ahead. Yeah.
we just saw an earlier word. Just do it. Just do
Correct.
it.
Correct.
Somebody says, just forgive and just forget. And you say, what is the big deal, man? Just do it, just forget, just whatever. You
Correct.
know, just the word just makes it look so simple, but it is the most difficult thing, just as we just saw. And we'll keep seeing.
Correct.
So forgive and forget. No, normally they go together, and but many times they don't. Then
Right.
we'll see a little more details. Yeah. Any comment, Venkatesh?
No, perfect, perfect. Very, very. I think all of what you've said till now is very apt. All of us are waiting for the other guy to just do it. Just he
Right,
should
right.
just forget and say sorry. Yeah,
Why should I stick my neck out? Why should I? Why should I?
yeah.
Why
I'm
not
not in
he?
the
Why
wrong. I'm not in the wrong. Correct.
not? Right. So when you forgive others, you should remember that forgive others is not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve the peace. Because there is a
Correct.
peace that comes along with that. There is a peace coming with forgiving, a peace coming with forgetting, and you deserve the peace if you experience it,
Correct.
and the other thing really go in the way they want. But I am going to take care of my emotions. I am going to take care of my own even spiritual integrity and so forth. So, forgive and forget will carry this kind of connotation.
Correct.
Whenever
No,
you
it's a
do yeah, whenever you do something in the light of this, we always tend to feel that I did it, I did that, I forgive, I forget, you know, and let the ego part be aside. And it's the other guy who is supposed to be gaining the experience of these words.
correct.
But lo and behold, it is not the other guy, it is your own self that is standing in the way and that is helping you to implement whatever you want to implement.
Correct.
So it's not because they deserve. It's not Mr. Kodanraman deserves or Mr. Ramchandran deserves, but because I deserve the peace that
Yeah.
comes with it. Yeah,
Right.
Jane do bhi yaro, there's has to be
Correct.
some movie.
Correct.
Jane,
Correct.
Jane do is very easy to say, and then we take it as an affront to one's ego.
Correct.
Why should I say ego? Why should I say Jane do? And this no matter how many seminars you attend, how many lectures you give, this is something that you have to live with and live within
You
an
have to do for
amicable.
yourself. Yeah. One has
Yeah,
to do it for oneself. Absolutely.
yeah,
I think you hit the nail on the head. The way to just do it is to realize you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for the other guy. Perfect. Yeah.
right,
You're not being
right.
altruistic by forgiving. You're being
Absolutely. Yeah,
actually
there is
very, very
selfishness, no?
sorry.
Yeah, there is selfishness in that, no? Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
and the Ayn Rand hypothesis, the famous hypothesis of a psychology student and wife, you know, they said, whatever you do, you may think that you are doing it for others, but in fact, you are only doing it for yourself.
Correct.
And this will never till from cradle till grave. You are only going to do yourself. No, no. I think this Ayn Rand got sort of a Nobel Prize. I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, no. Yeah.
But
She didn't get a Nobel
this,
Prize, but yeah, she was supposed to be all about individualism as opposed to,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
as opposed to doing it for society.
Ultimately, for the self,
For the
according
self.
to her,
Correct.
only for the self. You are not acting out of altruism. You are only acting out of your own best
Self
interest and so
interest.
forth.
Yeah. You're taking care of your self interest. Absolutely.
Yeah. So here is an angel. That angel looks very thinny, skinny mini, but it's an angel, all right. It's good. There is forgiveness in the air,
Correct.
and forgiveness is giving away the not what is forgiveness. It's not just a play of words or just emphasizing a word or something. It's beyond words.
Correct.
It's because forgiveness is giving away the experiences. There is an experience of forgiving, forgetting, and things that no longer serve you. Now,
Correct.
you carry an ego, and that
Correct.
ego is so heavy to carry, and you want to drop it, but still you don't know how to drop it.
Correct.
So it's one of those things, you don't know how to drop your uh,
Correct.
ego, or whatever,
No, but this is
egotism,
a
or
very
whatever.
good articulation because when you say drop your ego, people don't know how to do it. But if you
How
say,
to do it.
but if you say let go of experiences which are no longer serving you, I'm angry because my neighbor did not say good morning when we met at the lift, right? How is that helping
Right,
me? It's not helping me. So drop it, right?
right.
This is an easier
Let,
thing at least to grasp and wrap your mind around. Perfect.
right,
Perfect.
right. Right.
Doctor, can you speak louder if you can, please? No, don't come in
Yeah, yeah.
front. Just speak louder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now here is a proverb which says, to err is human and to give and forgive is divine. Now,
Right.
to err is you understand somebody made a mistake
Correct.
and you say, okay, we are only human beings.
Correct.
So that is, to err is human. But then if you are big enough to forgive, then you become a divine person. Divine
Correct.
entity is in you.
Correct.
So err is human. Make mistakes, doesn't matter. Keep on erring.
Correct.
Yeah. You don't
And
cover
all
that
of us
anyway.
do. Yeah. The most
Yeah,
important thing is to remember all of us make mistakes. Correct.
yeah. And to forgive, divine. You become godly when you forgive.
Correct.
Yeah. So this is one of the famous sayings in literature.
Yeah.
To err is human, and to forgive, divine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next slide, please. Now here is another famous quote.
Yeah.
Hmm? Jesus Christ, as we all know, was taken to the mountaintop nearby, hilltop literally, only to be hanged. And he had to carry his own cross.
Correct.
The thing is, you carry your own cross, and you're not expecting anything good for you, but you
Correct.
are going to kill yourself,
You
and you
know
are
you're
carrying
going
your
to be crucified. Yeah. Absolutely.
crucifix. So, you carry a cross and you get crucified on the cross and you are dead right on the spot.
Correct.
Except Mary, Mother Mary came and stood nearby for a day and a half and
Right.
so forth. So
Correct.
that time, there is no element of tinge of selfishness or anger or rancor.
Right.
And Jesus said he was carrying the cross and he was getting breathless out of the cross, but then he was only awaiting the death
Death.
that is to follow.
Correct.
So that time Jesus said the ultimate entity of forgiveness is when Jesus said, Father, forgive them. Pontius Pilate was the guy, the governor of that province, who he says, Jesus Christ? Who is Jesus Christ? Then kill him, like that. And it is a famous thing. Pontius Pilate said, who is he? There are 20 different fellows waiting to be hanged and you are just one more to waiting to be hanged. Why should I bother about you? But
Right.
he became a historical saintly figure when he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. You know, so idiocy and this kind of a negative feeling and so forth is not really helping the man at the ground level.
Correct.
But the Pontius Pilate did go ahead and ordered the execution of Jesus,
Correct.
and but his feelings, the sentiments were divine,
Correct.
and this is where
No,
the
and in
forgive
fact,
divine.
yeah, the fact that he said this, all those present, even those who were, let's say, crucifying him, they did realize
Right,
in that moment that they had indeed done a great wrong, because it is not any ordinary person who could say forgive them when he's being crucified. Absolutely.
right,
But that's actually
right.
exactly like you said, the example of his divinity, right? The best example of his divinity for all of us was that he could forgive while he was being crucified so brutally.
Right, right. Very true.
And
Very true.
interesting that this is, as we are about to see across religions, we are about to see that forgiveness is considered so important. Absolutely.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Now, an important component of forgiving is loving.
Correct.
Now, if you are a loving person and if you are a forgiving person, you extend that courtesy to the enemies also, just not to your friends and family and uncle and bhaja, bhatija.
Correct.
You extend your love to your enemies also.
Correct.
So that is what is making you go one step higher, elevated thinking, elevated behavior.
Correct.
And if you can love your enemy, then you are capable of loving the whole universe.
Correct.
So that's what the sentiments are. So
Correct.
you learn to love your enemies. Now, when you say first of all, it may look like a very contradictory and rather stupid statement, love your enemies. People
Right.
will laugh.
Right.
Today, in any day in management or any other
Sphere. When everything is so
situation,
polarized, yeah. Everyone says hate, hate, hate. Yeah.
so, so that time, to think of loving your enemy of all the persons,
Correct.
makes you divine, and this is where to forgive divine. No, we say you
Correct.
cannot unless you forgive, and
Correct.
so forth. Then
Now,
it
as
radiates.
Gandhiji, I think one very important phrase we have heard, which Gandhiji said, was, "I do not hate the person. I may hate the behavior that he is exhibiting. That doesn't mean I hate the
Yeah,
person, right? And I differentiate between what I don't like by way of behavior and the person, and separate the two."
right, right, very true. Now, when we say forgiveness, it is an emotion, it is a spiritual value, it's a spiritual dimension of your living and so forth. There
Right.
is a power attached to that.
Correct.
Now, if you're an ordinary guy sitting there and twiddling your thumbs, and forgiveness doesn't mean anything, he's just passively going through the motions of forgiving.
Correct.
But then, if you're really forgiving, the power of forgiveness is manifest and
Correct.
that we know whether it's in Jesus Christ or whether in mythology, Mahabharata or whatever,
Correct.
forgiveness has a power, and that is why it is important.
Correct.
Forgiveness is not without power,
Correct.
and that power has to manifest somewhere,
Correct.
and it did. It does. Even today, if you genuinely forgive, mind you, genuinely, not just a fake forgiveness.
Correct.
If you are genuinely forgiving, you are experiencing the genuine power of forgiveness.
Correct.
So So that's a very
Because you
important
empower
point.
yourself by dropping all that negativity to begin with. And sooner or later, it
Right.
begins to make a difference to the others as well. Absolutely.
Correct. Correct. Okay. Then there is another aspect of forgiveness which we forget. Now,
Yeah.
uh, it is forgiveness is the best revenge. Now, if you want to take revenge on somebody, you forgive him. Again, sounds paradoxical and rather stupid also. But forgiveness is the best revenge if
Correct.
you forgive, and that eliminates the negative factor.
Correct.
If you
And you're releasing the power that person has over you. This is the best way, right?
right, right,
If
right,
that
right,
person does not have the power to affect you, what
right,
better revenge, right? Even if you are motivated by revenge, that's the best revenge.
right, right. The
Perfect,
famous
doctor.
famous saying in Tirukural. Tirukural is a Tamil
Correct.
literary philosophical kind of a thing, where Tiruvalluvar gives details about how best to live life, whether in
Right.
terms of money or happiness or marital bliss or whatever.
Right.
And 1,000 couplets are there.
Correct.
And after 2,000 years, that is still valid.
Correct.
And he said, forgiveness is the best revenge. Now, if you
Right.
want to take revenge, forgive.
Right.
When you're forgiving, you are annihilating your enemy without firing a single shot.
Correct.
So, in Tamil it goes like, Inna Shaidare Urthal Avar Nana Nanvanam Shayudal. The best way to humiliate somebody is to forgive. Your dear person, and no matter how many rockets and other things you are firing, your
Correct.
forgiveness has accumulated everything. Forgiveness is
Correct.
the best. So, Inna Shaidare Urthal Avar Nana Nallayam Shaidu Vidal. So,
Right.
if you to repeat, if you want to take revenge on somebody, just forgive. You
Correct.
eliminate your enemies are eliminated by
Yes.
forgiveness.
By
No, there is no
forgiveness.
enemy. There
Correct.
is no enemy. There is no enemy left.
Yeah.
Where are you in this? The
Very
man is
deep.
still there.
Yeah, it's really deep because if the purpose of battle or whatever is to eliminate your enemy, by forgiving him, he is no longer your enemy.
Right, right. Very interesting. These words were uttered 2,000 years ago
Correct.
by a giant Muni,
Correct.
Thiruvalluvar. So you have to learn to forgive. Now,
Correct.
forgive is not automatic. And forgive is not the thing that is a
Comes
neural.
automatically. Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
learn.
yeah. I just saw a piece somewhere yesterday that the brain is hardwired only to be on the negative side. I said,
Right.
oh my God, another bombshell. The brain is hardwired only for something bad. So
Yeah.
if you
Fear,
want to,
alertness. Yeah. Very high danger, threat perception. So everything is, yeah, it is hardwired to see to it that it prevents danger from happening.
yeah. Now, there is a lot of debate going on about neuroscience and whatever. We are not
Correct.
experts in that area. But default setting of the brain is that you seek the negative, you
Right.
know. So you lift yourself, the negative comes out very strongly, and then you have to exert to overcome that negativeness. And so
Correct.
learn to forgive, which will clear the pathway for your positive
Positive.
emotions.
Correct.
Yeah. It may sound a little contrived, but it is not.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
an extension of the same
Correct.
thing that we saw just now.
Correct.
And any comment, Venkatesh?
Yeah, actually, one very important one comes out of that. What you said, is correct. I think when we recognize that a lot of our evolutionary toolkit comes from a time when physical danger, all the time being alert for predators, for competition, scarce resources, they are important instincts, but they are not relevant in many situations anymore. And that's why, for example, being on hyper alert or all the time thinking that you are under attack, you need to take revenge and attack back. In the world in which we now are, it makes sense only in certain situations. So you have to learn to forgive and you have to learn to let it go. Very good thought.
Right, right, very true.
Yeah.
So it comes from a neurosurgeon, if I forget the name, but I saw it on that website.
Correct.
So it takes us to another slightly nuanced experience of forgiving.
Correct.
Now you forgive others, but you don't forgive yourself. Again, one more
Correct.
self-contradictory statement.
Correct.
You forgive others, and then you are seeking forgiveness for yourself. Yeah.
That is
So
not
it is
easy. Yeah, seeking forgiveness is even more difficult.
what difficult. It's an altruistic Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand is on the negative side of the same sentiment.
Yeah.
So forgive others. You keep forgive. Like Javed Akhtar, the
Right.
famous movie personality, he said,
Correct.
I eliminated all my enemies in one stroke. And somebody asked, how? He said, I forgave half of them and I sought forgiveness in half of them. So there is nobody left to be on the negative
Very
side.
good one.
You
Yeah.
know?
I
And
now remember. Now that you mention it, I remember. Correct. Correct.
जावेद अख्तर हाँ?
Yeah.
कोई
Very
दुश्मन
nice.
नहीं
Yeah.
था
Very nice. Correct.
दुश्मन कोई नहीं है क्योंकि वो सब खत्म हो गए like that.
Correct.
I gave away or I sought myself. So I converted my enemy into friend.
Correct.
So this is a very sophisticated way of thinking again.
Correct.
Javed Akhtar is a intellectual
Correct.
kind of a guy.
Correct.
But there he is. Forgive others. You forgive others.
Correct.
Don't have to seek forgiveness right now. Start forgiving others, and automatically you'll grow in the direction of
Seeking
finding,
forgiveness. Correct.
yes,
Which
and
is also
finding,
tough. Yeah. But
yeah,
you'll
very
learn
true.
that by doing the first. Correct.
Yeah, very true, very true. Next slide, please. Forgiveness is the best form of love. Now, we saw forgiveness hmm, in various other dimensions and so forth. But forgiveness is the best form of love. Love is
Correct.
universal love. Hmm?
Correct.
And it takes a strong person to forgive and
Correct.
to say sorry. Even to say sorry, your ego comes in the way.
Correct.
And you don't want to say sorry because you like Mr. Kodandraman has done this, so why should I say sorry? You
Correct.
know. So this will only perpetuate hatred. If you
Correct.
refuse to say sorry,
Correct.
your negative film, your hatred component of your behavior
Correct.
will only get worse.
Correct.
And the stronger person will forgive. He'll say,
Correct.
okay, I'm genuinely, I know I'm strong. That's why you forget.
Correct.
The other guy is not sure of how strong he is. So, if you are really strong in the absolute sense, you can forget. There's no problem. You can forget and forgive.
Correct.
So, in the absolute sense, your strength will lead you to the final common pathway of forgiveness. So, again, a bit of tongue twisting philosophy, but
Absolutely
it is.
correct. It takes a lot of
But it is
strength to be able to say sorry and to say that I am not diminished by saying sorry,
yeah,
or that I
yeah,
am
yeah.
strong enough to. It's not like I am, negated just because I made a mistake, or if I say sorry, that means I am finished. That is not the case. That requires you to be
Yeah.
strong. Absolutely
And you require one strength over another or one hatred over another to go through all this.
correct.
Like the recent cricket match between India and Pakistan.
Right.
The fellow refused to shake hands, and the
Right.
other guy refused to give the cup. He took the cup and ran away. So this is one negative surmounting another,
Correct.
and ego on both sides.
Correct.
Somebody refused to shake hands. So what? Somebody will say, okay, he took the cup, so what? So you can
Correct.
always ask and so forth.
Correct.
And we saw just now, so forgiveness helps the other guy, hmm, and more than the person you forgive.
Yeah. It helps
You
you.
forgive,
Yeah. This is where we started. It helps you more than it helps the person you forgive. So keep remembering that.
right,
Correct.
right. So that's a very important dimension. Now in Jainism, there is a statement called Michami Dukkadam.
Correct.
Now, Michami Dukkadam is I sort of repent for all the negatives I did, whether knowingly or unknowingly.
Correct.
And in Hinduism also.
Correct.
Jnanata sakritkritanam, ajnanata asakritkritanam. So, like
Right.
that. So, if you commit any mistake
Correct.
without your own knowledge, you
Correct.
know, you seek forgiveness.
Correct.
So, that is why see, the Kshama Virasya Bhushanam. Veera is a strength,
Correct.
courage.
Correct.
And Kshama is the forgiveness.
Correct.
Forgiveness is the ornament or the shining armor of
The brave.
Veera.
Correct.
And this you see in Mahabharata and Ramayana and so forth, more in Ramayana, because Ramayana has less number of characters. See, Mahabharata
Right.
has 100 characters. So you
Correct.
don't know whom to forgive and whom not to forgive. So whereas Ramayana things are more or less simple.
Correct.
So, and that forgiveness dignifies the brave.
Correct.
Only brave you can be forgiving, and
Correct.
vice versa.
Correct.
And vice versa.
Correct.
So if you are
Correct.
forgiving, you are automatically becoming more and more grave.
Correct. No, in fact,
Like
what you said about the Ramayana, Lord Rama is the Maryada Purushottam, the example person. When Ravana
right,
is dying or Ravana has died, So he's basically telling Lakshmana, he was our enemy, but he was a great warrior. Pay obeisance to him. Right? So
Yeah.
that immediately he knew that and that actually is another important thing in our Hindu philosophy. It doesn't mean that just because you're forgiving, you may not have to take some tough actions. But
Right.
don't do it with this, personal revenge motive, right? You have certain
Right.
things to do, you will do them. You may sometimes have to be tough as well, but that is different from revenge and being filled with hatred. So that's why I think it was even that Rama did that. That when when Ravana was killed, uh,
Yeah.
that was one example. And the other is, of course, whether it was Kaikeyi or whatever, Rama never held a grudge. He said, no, she's just Kaikeyi is just doing whatever fate made her do. But I have no grouse against Kaikeyi because the whole notion was that Kaikeyi was the one responsible for sending him to the forest, right? But he never
Right. Right.
he never looked at it like that. He basically said, no, she's as much a mother as Kaushalya is.
Right. Right. Very true.
Last slide.
Yeah. Now, again, it's a redistilled version of whatever we have been talking about. Forgiveness is not something we do for other people. And forgiveness is for yourself,
Correct.
ultimately. For you get well, you get better, and you move on.
Correct. Correct.
Also forgiveness. Otherwise, you'll be bogged down with the uh, ballast that you are carrying. You are carrying a lot of
Correct.
wasteful emotions,
Correct.
and if you have to carry that, it will be like the biblical uh, carrying and the cross.
Correct.
When you are carrying the cross, it is symbolic in the sense that you are carrying something for the rest of humanity, where your hatred and other negative things have to be borne by somebody,
Correct.
and that was Jesus Christ, and
Correct.
so forth. There are ways and ways of interpreting these mythological and divine
Correct.
sentiments. Forgiveness underlies the most important of them, because from there you go on to more noble thoughts and more noble actions,
Correct.
and that make you divine.
Correct.
So I think this is the last slide you
This is the
said,
last
no?
slide. Yes, perfect. And a very lovely note to end on, Doc, because I think the slide has done it for us. This is why it was part of our series. You want to get
Mm.
well, right? Wellness. If you want to get well, as you have been saying, you have to keep moving forward. You have to keep moving on and acting. And if you're
Right.
carrying all this baggage and ballast, right, as you called it just now, if you're carrying
Yeah.
all this negativity, there is no way for you to do what is the most important thing, right? Drop all of
Right.
those, move on, and get well, right? And to be positive is to be well. So
Right.
that explained in a nutshell why we took this topic. Beautiful, doctor. Loved your thoughts and examples. I think that you have to learn that it doesn't come automatically. That ego is the big enemy to all of this. But we are doing all of this not for anybody else. We are doing it for ourselves, right? And
Right.
that is the single most important thing to remember. And
Right.
that you use multiple examples from multiple religions, from Christianity, Jainism, Hinduism. It doesn't make you less, right? To the last point, that forgiveness is the ornament of the brave. If you think that this being forgiving means that you are ineffective or you are a weakling, it is not like that at all, right? It liberates you to
Right.
be better and to be stronger. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. Look forward to the next
Thank you.
one. Yeah. And
Thank
see you
you.
next week. Thank you.
Thank you. See you next week.
Thank you, doc. Bye.